Hi, Cancer. Welcome to your October 2021 reading. So, the astrology, we have Mercury retrograde happening for the first half of October, but then the rest is the post shadow period. So, whatever happens during Mercury retrograde might be revisited during the post shadow period. So, really just like watch your P's and Q's. The energy is very dense and really, really heavy. A lot of this is happening in your home life. And so, you might be having discussions that like started 2 weeks ago and you're having to like redo them all over again, or in 2 weeks you're going to have to look at the same discussion all over again. If you're planning on moving or anything like that during this month, really make sure that you read the fine print of all of the documents before you sign anything. I'm not telling you not to sign anything, just read all the fine print, make sure that you read everything. But yeah, also, there could be a lot of distractions that are happening, and I don't like, for some reason I feel like I need to tell some of you to be careful, like physically careful, because there are so many distractions. I, for myself, like I'm so clumsy during this Mercury retrograde. Like I broke my thumb during the pre-shadow period. So yeah, it's just been, but yeah, just in general, this is sort of a clumsy um, um, Libra season. Like the whole season is just going to be very rocky and bumpy and not feeling very good. The Libra new moon, if you need to manifest things into your life when it comes to feeling safe, when it comes to feeling like you are at home, or feel, your environment feels safe, or your environment feels strong and protective for you, that Libra new moon is going to help you usher some new things in, and the Aries full moon will show you the stuff that you're still holding on to that you need to let go of so you can make space. So yeah, there's just a lot of stuff around your family life and the communication probably, and you may even go back, like there may be some childhood traumas that are kind of triggered and brought up for you, and all of that stuff is brought to the surface so that you can learn the lesson, so that you can heal from whatever that is and allow yourself to move forward and move on. But this is also a time of coming together and opening yourself up to a lot of new opportunities. And I mean, I know that during Mercury retrograde, people say don't start new things, don't do new things, da 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 da. But we're also, the equinox happened on September 22nd. We're in this whole fresh new fall energy. And so if you have been doing like the conscious effort of moving stuff around and making space and clearing out stuff from your past, this October may go much smoother than you think. But if you have things coming up and you have stuff that has a lot of details attached to it, just make sure that you're paying attention, especially if it comes to any kind of like paperwork around the home or anything like that when it comes to like work or the home life. But yeah, so let's look into your cards. See what the cards have to say. Okay, so right off the bat, there's a feeling of like distrust. Like right off the bat, there's a feeling like, oh yeah, lots of distrust. Okay. So you could be dealing with a Sagittarius or an Aries energy. We also have Scorpio energy here, and an air sign. So we have the King of Swords was the first card that came out, and then the Seven of Swords, and then the Eight of Wands. So there's some kind of communication that I feel like is happening, and I feel like this conversation has already happened, and it didn't go well the first time that it happened, and now you're like having to bring it back up again. And I think that the fact that you have to bring it back up again is the thing that's driving you crazy. This is a very specific reading for someone out there. I'm not sure who that would be, but Eight of Swords and the Tower. And this is the thing, though, you guys, that Eight of Swords is kind of going to the worst possible case scenario. Like, you're literally projecting what that outcome might be already. I feel like the worst has already happened. I don't feel like that there's going to be another Tower moment. I feel like this Tower moment has already happened. And the problem is because you're having to have this conversation all over again, you're thinking that this Tower moment's going to be times two. Like, this is like the scary movie, you know, part two thing is the feeling that you're getting. And I feel like you think that it's going to be worse than it actually is. I don't think it's going to be a really fun conversation, but I also don't think that it's going to be the worst conversation that you've ever had. So I have the Five of Cups and Temperance and the Emperor. There are going to be some things that you realize that I feel like you put a lot of hope and faith into. And I think that you're realizing in October that you can't trust other people in the way that you thought that you could. And I don't know that this is a new lesson for you. I feel like this is something that you have been learning for a while, and even if the lesson is easier than it was in the past, it's still happening. So the cycle is still continuing. It has different players in it, but it feels like this cycle is still going, Cancer. And I think that the biggest thing for you is to recognize those people, situations, or the people in situations that don't make you feel really good about yourself. You really need to look at that stuff and ask yourself if it needs to be in your life. Like 100% point blank, somebody is messing with you. There's like some kind of fuckery going on, and you know intuitively that it's already happening, but you're sitting here in the Eight of Swords, like pretending that you don't see it, even though in your mind it's sort of going crazy, and you know that you can see it. You know you can see it. It's there, right? And I think that you have to ask yourself if honesty is the best policy. Like, you have to be like, I need this person to be honest with me, or I need this situation to be honest with me. Because it could be about, a lot of times I see the King of Swords as just an authority figure. Like, this could be your boss that you feel like is just not being upfront and honest with you about some things. And, you know, you've already had to have this conversation with this person, but it feels like a conversation that's coming back up. So the best way that you're going to deal with this month is to recognize that it's not all is not lost. There's some kind of evolutionary change that you're going through. And I think that allowing yourself to let it go, right? So, and it's going to require a lot of patience. It's going to require a lot of you really standing for yourself, that Emperor energy, standing up for yourself and not feeling like you aren't, you're not able to stand up, because this Five of Cups here that came out with the Emperor and the Temperance card, like, this is just paying attention to what's already gone, what's already lost, and not seeing what you still have. And I think seeing what you still have is going to be a really, really big key to being able to shift the energy. This Eight of Wands, the fact that you have this conversation or you're having this conversation is shifting the energy anyways. You see? All right, Cancer. So we're going to see what all of this Tower stuff and Eight of Swords and Five of Cups, Seven of Swords, we're going to see all of this in the extended. If you would like to get the extended, you can check the description box. Either go become a member to Patreon or on YouTube, or you can go to Vimeo and get the one video there, or you can get the entirety of all of the videos, including the weekly energy updates for October. So I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful October, and I'll see you in the extended. Bye.